So this was a Warhammer video that I've been wanting to do. It was kind of like me talking about when I talked about the more I got into Warhammer, the more I liked one faction the most, and basically talking about my favorite my love for the Necrons and why they're my favorite faction. Well, I'm moving still with 40k, but now I'm moving deeper into the lore. I'm moving deeper into the Warhammer pit. Into the some would call it a cesspit, and you wouldn't be wrong for saying that. We're gonna move on. So I'm gonna talk. So this video is gonna be talking about what faction I really enjoy, as someone who is starting to really enjoy Warhammer Fantasy. So that's what we're doing here in this quick video. I'm going to be talking about the faction I have really come to enjoy as someone who is starting to really get into now Warhammer Fantasy. It's still a lot. Like, I thought Warhammer 40k was a lot. Warhammer Fantasy is a big bite to take out of. I know, I'm still learning about it. All I know is everyone fucking hates the end times. Like, everyone fucking hated the end times storyline, but I guess we'll get to that, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. If anyone also is a fan of the Warhammer Fantasy series, if anyone out there does enjoy Warhammer Fantasy, please let me know in the comments below what books I should read or short stories I should read to better ingratiate myself with the lore of Warhammer Fantasy. I'm not going to do the tabletop games. I've already said that with Warhammer 40k. It's too fucking expensive. And besides, the lore is way more interesting. So, but if anyone out there does have like an idea or like a recommendation for like good books for Warhammer Fantasy, just like with Warhammer 40k, please let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you really want to get my interest, always recommend the faction I really love the most. But I have seen the prices for the Skaven books, and good lord, they almost made me have a heart attack. So, as much as I know people are going to be like, how about the Skaven books? I looked at the prices for the Skaven books. I almost had a fucking heart attack. So, yeah. I've heard people say, like, Gotrek and Felix, those books are... The Gotrek and Felix books are, like, big ones, like, are really good, and those are ones for even casual readers to, like, check out that series, because it's just kind of fun, kind of like the Caiaphas Cain novels. But yeah, anyway, I digress. So let's get into why I really like the Skaven. But Multi, I hear you say, what about the Lizardmen? Don't you like the Lizardmen? You love dinosaurs. You absolutely adore dinosaurs. So why aren't the Lizardmen your favorite faction in Warhammer 40k? I mean, not Warhammer, in Warhammer Fantasy. And true, I do like the Lizardmen, but it's just something about the Skaven that just makes me go, them. Those are the ones I gravitate towards. And I don't know why. They're just ugly rat people that have funny speak, and they're just fun. Like, I've never seen a race fail upwards so much. Like, I think it's just kind of like, if you really think about, like, the Skaven are almost like, I know people have said, like, the Skaven are like the Imperium of man, or, not the Imperium, but, like, they're kind of like their own thing. And I kind of compare them the most to the Tyranids, just without the organization. That's the best way to describe them, is Tyranids with zero organization. If they just had some organization, they'd literally conquer the entire world. I can't stress that enough. The Skaven are also, like, again, the fun speak, and also, like, they feel really original. As opposed to, like, a lot of the Warhammer Fantasy universe, where it just feels like, here's dwarves, here's elves, here's, Kingdom of Man, who are united together. The Skaven really feel like they have their own lore. Like, it feels wholly original, and it really does feel like something, like, wholly belongs to Warhammer Fantasy, whereas other stuff is picking and choosing. Like my second favorite faction, which is not the Lizardmen. Lizardmen would probably come in third place. My second favorite faction so far are the Vampires, especially like the von Karsteins. Literally, they're even pulling from the name, like Castle Von Drac. I'm like, you ain't slick. But the other thing, and it's more of a deep cut, is that and I'm sorry to go into a tangent here, but like the Von Karsteins are a literal reference to Hammer horror. Their last name is from, it's been used like in The Vampire Lovers and a few other movies here and there from Hammer film. So so I thought that was kind of fun with Von Karstein. And the vampire lore has been really fascinating too. But getting back to the Skaven are such a fun race to watch. They're horrible, horrible beings. Let's get that out of the way. They are horrible little bastards, and they would rather stab you in the back the moment you turned around after making a deal with them than, you know, care about you. And that's the other thing I find just kind of funny in its own right, where they literally are so paranoid and so like about themselves, they'll literally like panic and either run or start killing each other, claiming that, oh, you were gonna betray me, so I'm gonna betray you first. Fuck you. And it's just kind of funny. Like I've never seen a race, like I said, fail upwards so much as the Skaven. And again, the Skaven can either go from funny to scary. And I like that kind of take. For favorite Skaven, I would say like Ikit Claw, the Skaven who blew up the moon for lulz. Yeah, he just did it for like, ooh, I blew up the moon, lol. And I'd also say Queek Headtaker, who's been like, he's like this rat who is putting trophies of dead bodies on this rack that's attached to his back. I just rhymed there unintentionally. And he's just like goes around killing people and taking body parts and putting on his like trophy case to like showcase how much of a bad motherfucker he is. So the Skaven also, like the idea of them, just millions of them coming at like coming in endless droves, is kind of a horrifying thought. That if they really had their shit together, how much of a danger they would be to the Warhammer fantasy world. They've also been apparently, like, as far from what I'm learning from the knowledge, from what I've been gathering from the Skaven, is that they've also been kind of instrumental with defeating Nagash a few times. Yeah. But still, they're scary. They're also fun. They walk this line of scary and fun, and the rattling gun is just awesome. I love the fucking rattling gun. It's just so dumb, it's amazing. And I love the fact that they just steal gold for no other reason than it just pisses dwarves off. They don't want it, they're just like, did it make the dwarf mad? We take. Yes, yes. That's the other thing I like about them, the fun speak. Yeah. So there you go, guys. I thought I'd just make a quick, fun video talking about, like, yeah, I want to read more about Warhammer Fantasy, and the faction I'm kind of rolling with is the Skaven. So there you go, guys. You guys tell me, if anyone out there is a major Warhammer Fantasy lore person, please let me know in the comments below where I should start for for like books and whatnot, or good recommendations for Warhammer Fantasy novels. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.